Shalom, shalom, shalom. Alright, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. All blessings, honor, glory, and power be unto the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, our Lord and our Savior, whose name is Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, who taught me his truth, and salutations to the elect, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright, my name is Amon Gabar, and I'm back with another lesson. Lord willing, is quick, edifying, straight to the point. Alright, just blowing the trumpet in Zion and sounding the alarm in the Lord's holy mountain. As you see in the title, everything's turned up. Hyper virulent superbug that could spark next pandemic or scamdemic or plandemic. Obviously, I coded it so that the algorithm didn't really pick it up or whatever. It says detected in 16 countries. So I'll read it again. Everything's turned up. Hyper virulent superbug that could spark next pandemic detected in 16 countries. So what I'll do is I'm gonna read this article that I initially found it at. So let me pull it up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's why the title is Everything is Turned Up, which, you know, I sent this article to a few brothers. I sent it around or whatever, and the bro Yashalam, you know, he had responded to it, and you know, pretty much in his words, everything is turned up. So that's kind of where I get the title from also, but everything is turned up. So let's go to it. Matter of fact, before I do that, let me do this. The word hypervirulent is pretty much means an extremely or unusually virulent or causing disease that are very dangerous and affect people extremely quickly. Now it says the meaning of hypervirulent in English. It says of bacteria, viruses, or infections causing diseases that are very dangerous and affecting people extremely quickly. Their analysis provide insight into the evolution of hypervirulent, blah, blah, blah. Right? Now it's a superbug, all right, which I'm gonna get that definition real quick of what a superbug would mean. It says a superbug is pretty much a strain of bacteria that has become resistant to antibiotics or drugs. All right, so this strain is allegedly to be resistant to treatment. All right, resistant to treatment. So now let me go to the article. It says hypervirulent superbug that could spark the next one, right? Like Kilgate said, this one's gonna catch everybody's attention, blah blah blah, whatever. And we do know, according to prophecy, that the Lord is getting ready to send massive plagues here in Babylon the Great. That's without a shadow of a doubt. We know that. Which one is going to be, how it's going to be, is going to be like a jack in the box. Lord is just going to put in Esau's spirit to just pull something out there, or he could pull all at once, whatever. All these different diseases and so-called, you know, viruses or whatever that we've been reporting on, they could all just be unleashed all at once, you know, by the will of the Lord, putting the spirit on Esau to do so. Okay. So this is just another one, and they're saying that, and this is from the Daily Mail UK, as you see right here. All right, the Daily Mail UK, as you see right there, and also in the thumbnail of this video. All right, so just reporting on it. It says, this is as of August the 6th, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, 3 days ago. It says, a hypervirulent bacteria that is resistant to antibiotics could potentially spark the next scamdemic, has been spotted in over a dozen countries, including Britain. And we all know how the first scamdemic went down, how the whole world was locked down, how it pretty much destroyed and crippled, you know, businesses, the economy. It boosted inflation, which is going to eventually lead to hyperinflation. And what a perfect time, you know, what a perfect time. Last one, it pretty much surfaced towards the end of 2019, which this year is like, it was 2019 leading into 2020. Okay, so early 2020, that's when things popped off. All right, that's when things popped off, and just lining up things all over again. They're a little behind, because here it is, 2024, 4 years later. You got elections coming up. You know, the previous scamdemic was already prepared for the 2020 elections to come. So this one, they just pretty much I mean, I would say they behind, but ain't nothing behind. Everything is on the Lord's time. But just analyzing between now and then what once was, this one is going to come later. All right, this one is going to come later. It could come before elections, during, or after, either or. But nonetheless, the Lord is about to send some plagues. And I ain't giving Esau credit for anything. The Lord is about to do this. So it says, and this is just something to watch and be mindful of, because at the end of the day, during 2019, they was talking about, they had the whole, what's that meeting they had, the simulation, I forget what they call event 201, right? They had that and all that, whatever the case is, and nobody really, really spoke on it like that as much as people are speaking on certain things that are happening now. So all I'm saying is, be mindful, because, or just watch, watch. And, you could do, but just watch and just be observant as to what the Lord is going to throw at this place next. So anyway, this hypervirulent bacteria that is resistant, I read that already. It says in a briefing, representatives from the World Health Organization warned about the potentially deadly impact of a little to known bacteria called Klebsiella pneumonia, or something like that. I ain't even gonna try to pronounce that. All right, I'm gonna call it the KP. All right, they call the bacteria the KP. It says the pathogen has been seen in the UK and US, as well as Algeria, Argentina, Australia, Canada, Cambodia, China, India, Iran, Japan, Oman, Papua New Guinea, Philippines, Switzerland, and Thailand. Of these 12 countries, 12, including the UK, reported a specific strain of concern that has become a superbug resistant to all antibiotics used to treat it. It comes as a separate report by the WHO's chief named KP as a high-risk pathogen that could spark the next pandemic. So when they speak like this and they say they could do this, it could do that, just be mindful, just watch, We in some very, very heightened times, very alert times to be alert. These times is to be very much alert. That's why, again, the title, everything is turned up. Everything is turned up. Political wise, financial wise, things are turned up in the spirit. Things are turned up on all levels. So everything is turned up. And that's the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, which, what I'm going to do real quick is get one precept that I got. I'll open up with this in the book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 49. It says, I am come to send fire on the earth. This is the Lord. I am coming to send fire on the earth. And what will I be if it already be kindled? Or what will I if it already be kindled? Okay, so the Lord is coming to send fire on the earth. That fire that we know is talking about is the ICBM nukes, all right, the thermonuclear destruction. That's what he's coming to send on this earth. And what will I if it be already kindled? So it's already kindled before the Lord come back. Before his second coming, it's already kindled. You kindling something, you starting it up. So the Lord is already starting that fire before his grand return. All right, and we are seeing this happening throughout the four corners of the earth. One of the major talks is civil war, civil unrest. People are they got civil war in their mind. It's not a thing of make-believe anymore. All right, it's in their minds, it's very possible, which in our mind, through knowledge and truth, we know it's going to happen. We know it's factual, not just possible, but it's factual. All right, so all these things the Lord is kindling up on his earth. And matter of fact, it even goes into that, because it says, but I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how I am straightened till it be accomplished. And the word straighten means S-T-R-A-I-T, which means to be in a position of difficulty. So Yahweh Shah, he went through a position of difficulty. He had to be baptized with the baptism of fire, right? Just like how we are. All right, so he is in a position of difficulty, or straightened till it be accomplished. So now Yahweh Shah got the glory. So reading on, it says, suppose ye that I am come to send peace on the earth. I tell you nay, meaning no, but rather division. So the Lord is not coming to send peace on the earth. He's coming to send division. And that's the key thing, because, scriptures like Satan being divided against himself, how could his kingdom stand? The Lord is all about Satan being divided amongst himself. All right, the whole world being divided amongst himself. Even Israelites are divided. You got the true worshipers and the true believers of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua versus those that are doing this for their own sake, that are just lost and misled and misguided, or whatever the case is, and just regular Joe Schmo Israelites who don't know that they're Israelites. They're all divided. People are politically divided. They're morally divided, religiously divided, whatever, however you want to phrase it. They're all divided, and this is what the Lord is doing. He's bringing division. It says, for from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. You know, households are going to be divided. We're divided amongst our household as far as, you know, you came from a family of whatever, you know, your siblings, your parents. You know, some of us don't deal with our siblings or parents or you know, on that tight, close knit communication type of thing. You know, because the truth divided us. You know, they doing what they doing in the world, and you doing what you doing in this truth. You know, and that's okay. It is what it is. All right. And it reads on to say, the father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother, the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And we saw this great division happen during the time of the C-19, when it was who's going to take the jump shot versus who's not going to take the jump shot, and people were divided, they hated each other. We seen that with the whole Biden versus Trump elections. You know, people were divided who voted for Trump, who voted for Biden, blah, blah, blah. And then the whole rigging of the elections and how, you know, that tore America apart greatly. And all praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah. We about to see more division out here. So that's the precept I want to get. Let me go back to this article. It says that this is a high-risk pathogen that could spark the next pandemic. Whether it does or doesn't, it's just something to watch for. It says, while the KP has been around for years, experts have grown increasingly concerned about the hypervirulent strain called the HVKP. This particular strain I'm reading about, it says the hypervirulent in this context means an increased capability to make healthy people very severely ill, not just groups like the elderly or immune compromised individuals like cancer patients who are traditionally more vulnerable to these kinds of infections. So that means any so-called healthy individual can become severely ill due to this strain. And I mean, healthy people just don't get sick. All right, real healthy people don't just get sick unless they've been given something. You know, they've been given something, they're told that they were healthy if they take it, right? That's the case. But hey, you know what? These type of shits is not gonna severely make the Lord's elect sick and die and feel the punch of these things. You know why? Because the Lord is going to protect his elect in these direly straight times to come. These severely evil times to come, the Lord is going to take care of his chosen. All right, so Esau just probably, you know, speaking in his little bullshit code, talking about making healthy people severely ill, because allegedly healthy people are those that shot the J, you know, which really their immune system is already compromised. It says, to make matters worse, a particular substrain of the HVKP dubbed all these damn acronyms, HVKP dubbed HVKP S223 has become resistant to last line antibiotics called carbapenem's powerful cousin of the commonly known penicillin. It says these last line drugs are the final remaining options for when a strain of bacteria like the KP has become immune to other more common medications, a process called antimicrobial resistance. This means in many countries, medics can do nothing but try to keep a patient alive as long enough for the body to fight off the infection alone without direct pharmaceutical aid. So it's telling you right there that, you know, pharmaceutical help or going to the doctors or whatever the case may be is not going to help you. You know, they're going to try to keep you alive so that your body itself can fight off these pathogens, right? These diseases. But if your body is already immune compromised, then it ain't going to fight shit. You're going to die instantaneously. Now, those who didn't drink the Kool-Aid got a stronger immune system than those that did, right? And let's go even further. The elect of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that didn't drink the Kool-Aid, you know, are protected with an even more shield, all right, which is the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's our immune defense, the Lord. You know, and furthermore, physically, take care of your health. You know, physically, you know, speaking on behalf of us living here in Babylon, to the best of our ability, to take care of your health. Eat proper food. Eat food that's actually, you know, useful for the body. You know, that the body actually craves and needs. The body does not crave, you know, cookies, Oreos, cakes. You know, even though those things are delicacies and it tastes good and all this other shit. Whenever you craving those things, those are damn what do you call them? parasites. Those are the parasites in your body craving that. Your body as a makeup is not craving that. Your bloodstream, your muscle tissues and all these different functions of your body is not craving that. That's why when you eat something more fulfilling, more wholeheartedly and organic or whatever, you feel more full. You feel you good for the day, honestly. Especially if you're doing one meal a day or intermittent fasting. But not so with sugary foods and all this fast food, oily food that Esau is pushing out there. People are eating it. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your body. Scripture say that the body is the temple of the Most High. All right. So anyway, reading on, it says, and what's worse is these strains have the capacity to generate outbreaks and infect more people, the WHO report states. All right, so they putting it out there. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to read anymore. You could go to the article. It's, just type it in right here as you see. Matter of fact, what I'll do is copy and paste it. I don't know if links pop up in the comment board like it should, but let me see. Copy and paste that and put it up. Okay, so the link is there. You could copy and paste it and read it for yourself. So I'm gonna get a couple more precepts, and then I'm gonna end this. It's not gonna be a long lesson. It's quick, straight to the point. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 16, and verse 1 through 3. It says, "The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would shew them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, When it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather, for the day is red and lowering." Just like today, right now it's gloomy, it's rainy because of this hurricane Debbie that's moving towards the East Coast. So it's dark, gloomy, rainy, whatever, and you could obviously tell. People can obviously look up and say it looks like it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain, right? So the Lord is saying you could tell the skies, the weather, and the fair weather, the good weather, the bad weather, right? Oh, ye hypocrites, you can discern the face of the times, but you cannot discern the signs of the times. So the Lord's like, I'm not going to send you no signs because the signs are right there in front of you. All right, the signs are right there in front of all of us. We see what type of time we're living in. Just like the rainstorm and the cloudy days are coming in, and you know what type of weather you're going to have. Just pay attention to the news. Pay attention to what's happening in real life in real time, and you should know that. All right. It's about to be some type of plagues. It's about to be some type of financial collapse. It's about to be some type of civil war, civil unrest. It's about to be some type of famine, because the signs is all here, and that's what the Lord is saying. You could discern all of this, but you can't discern that. Even when the clouds start rolling in, you could tell, all right, it looked like it's about to rain, right? When it looked like it just started rolling in, versus when it's already dark, it looked like it's going to pour any minute now. Now we in a time where it look like it's going to pour any minute now. As far as the prophecies and what the Lord is getting ready to do, it's going to pour any minute. Here it is. The nations are gearing up for war. All right, America. Once America get involved out there in the Middle East, it is a wrap. All right, that's when shit is going to start rolling. It's going to start rolling over there overseas, and then guess what? Here at home, Babylon the Great. That's when things are going to really get kicking off. That's when they're going to have to come with the financial collapse, the financial reset. And in order to do that, they got to pretty much bribe the people or persuade the people into wanting to conform to this. So they're going to have to bring something that's going to cause these people to be desperate enough to want to throw away their so-called last little bit of freedom that they have and conform to this new world order, because a lot of people know about the new world order. They know what this devil had planned, and they're right now they're resistant to it, but that's going to change quickly if they don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua dwelling in them. See, for the elect, brothers are going to be good because, and a few sisters that do truly believe, you're going to be good because you made Yahweh Shem Yahushua your foundation before the storm came, before the destruction came. So you had time to prepare. You had time to throw on your raincoat, grab your umbrellas, and take proper measures in order to navigate through this storm. Versus these people that's going to be out in the damn storm, you know, with their shorts and you know, I'm just figuratively speaking, with their little shorts, looking like they ain't ready to dress for the weather, you know, for the storm that's coming. So that's the point. You can discern the times, you can discern the skies, but you cannot discern the signs of the time. That's how people in a nutshell. They don't know what time we in. All right, we in the time of all hell getting ready to break loose. So I have Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 1, but what I'll do is read that in the GNT, the Good News Translation. All right, Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 1. So this is the GNT. It says Babylonia, Asia, Egypt, Syria, you are doomed. And these are code names for Babylon the Great, aka America. All right, I'll read it again. Babylon, Asia, Egypt, Syria. You could just say, the Bible ain't gonna say America, but I'm gonna say America, USA, Babylon the Great. All right, the US of A. You are doomed. Put on your clothes of mourning, your sackcloth and goat's hair. Cry and wail for your children, because the time for your destruction is near. All right, lament. People are supposed to be lamenting. The Lord is warning people to lament. But you know what? They're not going to lament now because they're not watching. You know, these people are not watching. If they was truly watching, all right, I'm talking about these people that are not in the know, all right, especially of Israel, right? If they were truly watching, they'll be fucked up in the head. They'll be mourning. They would not be happy. And this is why they won't be happy, because they don't have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to back what's happening. They don't have that to back up what's happening in this world. But you see us, we function differently from these people, because although we know destruction is coming, there's still a sense of joy within us, because we have the spirit of Yahweh Shemel dwelling in us. We have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And as long as we keep that, this is the same spirit we're going to have when shit hit the fan, but it's going to be turned up. You know, so these people, they should be mourning. If they only knew better, they'll be mourning. But they don't know, so they're in a bubble called ignorance is bliss. So it says, cry and wail for your children, because the time of your destruction is near. I am sending war on you, and no one can stop it. See, the Lord is sending war on you. I'm sending war on you, and no one can stop it. Meaning what? The Lord is going to have them troops invade America, which they already here. The stage is already set. Everything is already set to happen. Literally, everything is already set to happen. You know, it's all a matter of strategizing and putting the pieces together to happen the way it should, or the way the Lord is going to make it happen. It's already set. Okay, so the Lord is sending war on you. He's going to send Babylon the Great and the troops out to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and then over here in Babylon is going to be invaded. All right, it says, and no one can stop it. Nobody's going to stop it. It says, I am sending fire on you, and no one can put it out. Like I read in Luke chapter 12 and verse 49, that the Lord is coming to send fire on the earth. And what will he be if it already be kindled? Okay, so I'm sending fire on you, and no one can put it out. So everything that we see that's happening right now in this world, you know, you brothers out there, you few sincere sisters, is that the Lord is, this shit is already done. All right, it's just playing it out. We just playing it out. It's already happening. It's already in motion. We just gotta play it out. The Lord just gotta play it out. Just gotta play out. That's it. Nobody can stop this. There's no turning it back. And that's what the scripture is going to say. It says, I'm sending disasters on you, and no one can stop them from coming. You know, part of the disasters is them plagues. All right, because in the KJV, it says, verse 5, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? Plagues includes the famine, the plagues, the pestilence, you know, the spirits created for vengeance. Those are all part of the Lord's plagues, of the Lord's plagues. Just like in ancient Egypt, how it got plagued, the Lord is plaguing Babylon. Everything that you see happening right now, the woes, the mournings, the everything that we see is part of the plagues. All right, the Lord is smiting his place with plagues back to back. Every second is something new, you know. So anyway, I'm sending disasters on you. This is verse 5, and no one can stop them from coming. Can anyone stop a hungry lion in the forest, or put out a fire that is burning in straw, or turn back an arrow shot by a strong archer? And the answer is no, no, and no. When the Lord power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, sends disaster, no one can hold it back. So Esau, you can't hold it back. Esau, you can't stop it from happening. You can't stop the course of time. You can't kick the can down the road. Really, you know, we say Esau, stop kicking the can down the road. I say that a lot. You know, stop prolonging it. Esau ain't prolonging shit. This is all the Lord's time at the end of the day. All right, he got Esau moving exactly how he wanted to move, point blank, period. You know, sometimes you just, we hasten in the day and hasten in time so much that we just tell Esau already to fuck up, even though it's not in his control. Okay, it's just the spirit that we in. We can't wait to get the hell up out of here. You know, we hope Babylon is destroyed. Soon. I'm gonna say soon. I mean, I can't put a time stamp on the Lord. We can't, but we wish it was destroyed yesterday. We wish it was destroyed when we came in. But then what will be the room for repentance for those that are waking up daily? That's why the scriptures say, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found; call ye upon him while he's near." Had America been destroyed when our elders and apostles and the men before them desired it to be, we wouldn't have been repented. Some of us were still in the spirit world, didn't even come on this earth to fulfill the lot of a prophet or anything like that. So it's all the Lord's time. We can't rush. Hey, like I be saying, take your time. Don't rush the clock. Take your time. Redeem the time. All right, redeem the time. Everything happening as it should according to the Lord's time. So it says, verse 8, when the Lord, hold on one second, excuse me. When the Lord power sends disaster, no one can hold it back. No one can escape the blazing anger of the Lord. Once the Lord come through with that rage, that righteous anger, that indignation, nobody's going to escape it. It says, when he sent lightning, no one can keep them from trembling, or keep from trembling. When it thunders, everyone is afraid. Yeah, and that's true. When it starts lightning and thundering and it's rumbling and you can hear the vibration and feel the vibration, it puts fear in you. It puts fear because, I mean, I'll say that's nature, but that's the Lord. That's the Lord. That's how the Lord communicates. That's one of the ways he communicates. He sends them lightning, thunders, and disasters. That's how he visits this place. And everybody gets afraid. I remember as a child, I used to hear the thundering and the rumbling and the lightning. That shit used to scare the hell out of me. I used to put I want to say like not as fear like you run under the bed type of fear, but you just like you like infatuated, like mesmerized and fear, like holy shit, that's powerful, like a powerful fear, a healthy sense of fear. It says, when the Lord makes his threats, no one can keep from falling to the ground in his presence. Matter of fact, in the KJV it says, verse 11, the Lord threatens, who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. It says, the foundation of the earth tremble, there's violent churning in the deepest parts of the sea. Even the creatures in the sea are in turmoil when the Lord makes his glorious power felt. He is like a mighty archer whose strong arm bends the bow. His arrows are sharp and never miss their mark once they are shot out toward any parts of the earth. So all the judgment that the Lord says, every judgment that the Lord sends, it hits its target, point blank, period. You get caught up in the crossfire of the Lord's judgment, that you was the target. So fear the Lord and pray that we don't fall on, on the left hand side of his judgment. Okay. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to read this precept. 1 Peter 3:17, for it is better if the will of the Most High be so, that you suffer for well-doing than for evil-doing. Because those that suffer, and one of the bros have put this up in the chat, right? It says those that, let me read again, for it is better, 1 Peter 3:17, for it is better if the will of the Most High be so, that ye suffer for well-doing than for evil-doing. Because people are going to suffer for evil-doing, right? But it's better to suffer for righteousness' sake than for evil doing, because those that are suffering for evil doing are going to be punished with a sword destruction. But those suffering for righteousness' sake are being suffering in order to be purified and made white. All right, to be cleansed, not to be destroyed, but to be cleansed. Okay, so there's a few more verses I want to read. Verse 15, the fire has been lit and it cannot be put out until it burns up the foundation of the earth. And also when them nukes are shot, when that destruction hits, that fire is gonna burn. Babylon is gonna burn. That's why the scripture says the smoke of a torment goeth up forever, which just means a long period of time, which tells us that the Lord is gonna have this place burning for a period of time, right? And the Lord may have it just play out its course from the beginning of that first fire to when the last area of fire finally go out, and then you have the smoke and vapors. That's when it's a wrap. You know, Babylon is totally wasted. It says, until the foundation of the earth, till it burns up the foundation of the earth, the disasters are on their way toward the earth. And like an arrow shot by a strong archer, they cannot be turned back. So keep that in mind, man, that the Lord is getting ready to send these plagues, send these disasters, and it's going to tell you what some of those things are. But he's going to send that super virulent, hypervirulent strain that they talking about, whatever. Esau talking about all these different strains and different diseases or whatever. He can unleash, the Lord can put the spirit in him to unleash all these things all at once. All right, I'm talking about what he was talking about, the zombie dare shit, the Marburg, the Black Death, the Black Plague, new strains of C19. All these things can be unleashed all at once, you know, or periodically, one by one, and back after back after back. You got different diseases, plagues, and pestilence coming to hit this place. So it says the disasters are on their way towards the earth, and like an arrow shot by a strong archer, they cannot be turned back. I'm doomed. Who will rescue me in those days? Just like Ezra said, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days in the KJV. I'm doomed. Who will rescue me in those days? Because Ezra's seen how bad it's going to get. He's seen it. If we was to see the illustration or some type of hologram of exactly how this thing is going to play out, you probably think the same thing. We would probably think the same thing. But then that's why we got the scriptures to comfort us, to remind us that the Lord said those that dwell in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. But if we was to actually be there, and sometimes we have dreams about the destruction, the end, you know, Jacob's trouble, and it should be crazy. It'd be crazy. You be like, you wake up sometimes breathing heavy, cold sweats. You know, it's happened to me plenty of times. So it says, verse 18, troubles will come, and many people will groan. Famine will come, and many people will die. Wars will come, and the world powers will tremble. Yeah, yo, see these world powers, they coming with, you know, I'm talking about all these powers, even the elites, mainly the elites and all these different powers. They're the ones engineering these wars, but guess what? They're going to be in fear when it comes, because it's going to be something like they ain't never seen before. You know, yeah, they fear monger, they war monger, they do this and they do that, but this is the Lord's war that we're talking about. All wars are Banker's war, yes indeed, but you know what? All wars are the Most High's wars. All right, Exodus 15, that the Lord is a man of war. Yahweh Shemiah Shai is his name. All right, so wars will come and the world powers will tremble. All of them are going to tremble once this shit really pop off. Disasters will come and everyone will be terrified. What will people do when these disasters come? They're going to die. That's what they're going to do. They ain't all these prepping, doomsday prepping, bunker prepping, food prepping, whatever prepping, survival kit prepping, gun prepping, whatever prepping. It's not going to mean shit when the Lord shoots them mighty arrows of destruction. Verse 19 says, famine, epidemics, troubles, and sufferings are sent to punish and correct people. All right, so that's what's going to happen. The Lord is going to send all these things to destroy, to correct, to punish, and to deal with these people. It says, but in spite of all of this, they will not turn away from their sins. They soon forget their punishment. So even though the Lord is going to do all these things, they're not going to turn away from their sins, showing you that these people, really 2/3, because they're the only nation that can be corrected through the judgment of the Most High, right? And via the law, statute, and commandments, because they're the only ones that can turn away from their sins. So we know this, right? But in spite of all of this, they will not turn away from their sins. So they're going to continue to be doing what they're doing. All right. This is 21. It says, the time is coming when food will be so cheap that people would think a time of peace and plenty has arrived. Like times like now, food is still cheap. Victuals is cheap. So people think they're in a good case. It says, but then disasters will spring up everywhere. Wars, famine, and great confusion. Many people on the earth will starve to death, and those who escape starvation will be killed in war. All right, that World War III, those that escape the famine will die in this war. Okay? It says their corpses shall be thrown out like garbage, and there will be no one left to comfort the living. The earth will be deserted and its cities demolished. There will be no one left to plow the land and plant it. Trees will bear their fruit, but there will be no one left to pick it. Showing you that there's gonna be a lot of dead people, man. All right, there's gonna be a lot of dead. There's gonna be a A lot of dead. Let me just jump around real quick. I'm gonna jump down to verse 35. Now listen to my message, you people who serve the Lord. This is the Lord's elect. All right. This is we preaching to the choir. Every time these videos come out, we preaching to the choir. You know, now listen to my message, you people who serve the Lord, the Israelites, the elect of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you hopeful elect. It says, it is the Lord's message, so receive it and believe what he says. So we're telling you, this is not my word. This is not the words that the apostles speak, is the word of the Most High, who's only begotten Son Yahweh Shah. Same thing with the elder bishops, the elder brothers, the teachers, the prophets, all right? So it is the Lord's message, so receive it and believe what he says. So when you hear us, when we press that button, go live, upload, premiere, or whatever the case may be, we ain't speaking our own thoughts. That's why it's important to always stay in the scriptures and don't go on no extensive rants. Just keep it scriptural. Keep it, get your words from out of the scriptures and break it down and speak on it and keep it moving. All right? We're not out here to give you our personal lives and what we doing in our personal lives. So verse 37 says, the disasters are approaching rapidly and they will not be delayed. And this is for the Lord's elect. All right, it's coming quick. All right, it's coming very quick. So keep your mind sharp. Keep your mind on this truth. Don't be distracted. This shit is coming quick. It's not prolonged. It's not afar off. It's coming very, very, very quick. Okay, verse 36 says, verse 37 says, the disasters are approaching rapidly and they will not be delayed. A woman in the 9th month of a pregnancy may suffer labor pains for several hours, but when the time comes for the baby to be born, there is no longer any delay. All right, so we going through the different contractions, the different, contractions and whatever that women go through when they're pregnant. But the time is gonna come when the baby's just gonna be delivered, and there's gonna be no delay, no more waiting on that hospital bed or whatever, trying to give birth to that baby and wait for the pain to go away. It says it is the same way the disasters that are coming on the earth will not be delayed, and the world will groan when it is caught in its labor pains. You hear that? So just like that woman in the 9th month, is the same way the disasters are coming on the earth. It will not be delayed, and the world will groan when it is caught in the labor pains. So the world's about to get caught off guard, and it's gonna be a sudden thing, and they're gonna get caught up in them labor pains. They're gonna feel it. They're gonna feel it. They're gonna feel it. All right. They're gonna feel it. So that's it. I'm gonna stop that right there. Let me go over to the comment board and see what scriptures went up and grab a few of them. Brother already put that up there. GMS we got next max, 2nd Ezra 6 and 38, which is what I just read. All right. Matter of fact, I'll read it in the KJV since he put it up. 2nd Ezra 16:38. 37, it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bring forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. And that's coming, man. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We can discern the times. We can discern the seasons. We can see clearly the Lord is getting ready to send his destruction upon this planet Earth. All right. Brother GMS, the Bar Kabash, put up 2nd Ezra 16 in the KJV. I just read it in the NLT, so I'm not going to read it. So I ended on this. GMS, the Bar Kabash, Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 5 in the NLT. It says, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Disaster after disaster is coming your way. The end is come. The end has come. It has finally arrived. Your final doom is waiting. Point blank, period, no comma. And that's the word of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? Disaster is coming. Disaster is coming. Disaster is coming. That's what the prophets did. Jeremiah, the 28th chapter, the prophets that have been before me, before thee of old, prophesy against many kingdoms, countries, of wars and famines and plagues and pestilence and so on and so forth, right? So we're telling you, disaster is coming. Disaster is coming. It's not going to slack. The Lord's getting ready to do this thing. All right? This is a hell of a year. This is a very ill-ass year. Very interesting times to be alive with all the geopolitical, conflicts and uncertainties and just things happening, here at home in Babylon. I ain't gonna say home, but when I say home, I'm talking about just where we at, which is not our fucking home, but just here in the shores of Babylon, so you can understand. A lot of shit is happening right here. A lot of shit is happening globally. Let's not forget the nation is about to dump the dollar. Esau is going to introduce this new digital currency. The chip is already here. It's just waiting to be rolled out. All we need is that black swan event, that perfect crisis. That event that's going to trigger this thing. That's all we waiting on at this point, man. Really, we waiting on the Lord to allow Esau to do that. But the stage is set. I mean, what else more needs to happen? I mean, everything is already in place. Everything according to the prophecies already, being, visualized in real time. So we see it, man. Just keep your spiritual eyes open. All right, the end has come. It has finally arrived. Your final doom is waiting. So the day of doom, the final doom is waiting for this place, and it's gonna oversaturate this place with judgment. So that was the video right there. Everything's turned up. This hyper virulent superbug that could spark the next Demc detected in 16 countries. The Lord said these things were going to come. He said these things were going to happen, and they're happening in our lifetime. Actually, you know what? I'm going to end it on this. Since I said it like that, since I made that statement. This is Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 21. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged, and every vision faileth? These are the Israelites saying the visions are prolonged and every vision faileth. Oh, that's not going to happen. Or that ain't going to happen in this lifetime. Or that's not going to happen anytime soon. It says, tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord, power Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will make this proverb to cease. And they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and every effect of every vision. Now Israel, they get all, careless and, just nonchalant because they don't think it's going to happen to them. They say, oh, it ain't going to happen in this generation. It's going to happen in another one. So in other words, they kind of wishing that on their offspring. Whatever judgment it is, they're wishing it on their offspring to say it's not going to happen in my lifetime. So what you saying is going to happen in your children's lifetime? You rather happen to your children, your grandchildren, or your great-grandchildren, which through the Spirit, you are going to be coming back in that same lifetime and generation that you wishing that it would happen in. So that's why the Lord said, visiting the iniquity of the fathers in the third and fourth generation. Jake want to just pass shit off. Well, guess what? It's going to happen in your generation. The same generation that be saying that is going to happen to everyone that says that. So we in that time, okay, when the days are at hand and the effect of every vision. For there shall be no more any vain vision nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am the Lord, I will speak, and the words that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall no more be prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word, and will perform it, save the Lord. Now the Lord is saying it, that's why the prophets are out. So if he's saying it through the prophets, that means he will perform it in the days of the prophet. The prophets are not going to get old and die and cease to exist, and then the prophecies start happening. I mean, that means the whole generation, when the prophecies, that whole generations in which the prophets were speaking the prophecies are all going to go away with it. So that means that new generation ain't even going to hear the prophecies. So if the prophets are speaking the prophecies in this generation, that means the prophecies must come to pass in this generation. So this is that generation. Else the Lord would not send us out to teach the word, preach the word. All right, so we in that time. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you can't see it, then it is what it is. All right. It says again, verse 26, again, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say the vision that they cease for many days to come, and he prophesieth of the times that are far off. Therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, there shall none of my words be prolonged anymore. And that's what we telling you. That's what we saying to the people, that none of the words of the Lord is going to be prolonged anymore. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen ASAP. It says, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, save the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So that's point blank period, man. All right, everything that the Lord said is going to come to pass. And not just come to pass, it's going to come to pass speedily. It's going to happen quick. All right, time is already flying. You know, day by day, everything is just going by super quick, and that's why the Lord said, "Except those days be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." So things is happening quick. The Lord is speeding things up for the elect's sake, and thank God. Dwadi how about Shemi Awashai, man. You know, sometimes you be like, oh, man, thank God, man, thank goodness. You know, and Dwadi how about Shemi Awashai that these days are going by quick. You know, we're not savoring these days. We're not, living in the moment and just, these are the greatest days of my life. You know, in that sense, it's the greatest days because the Lord is performing His prophecies. But fuck that. It's not a time where we sit here and be like, man, I don't want this day to end. This day is so great to me. I don't want it to end. Fuck that, man. May these days go by even quicker so the Lord could bring these prophecies swifter. All right. So, that was it pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Quick morning live. Lord willing, this was edifying, exhorting to the Lord's elect. Keep an eye out for all, everything that's happening. Pay attention to the spiritual forecast. All right. Not just the physical one. Pay attention to what's happening in the spirit and know and discern the times that we in. The Lord don't got to send us signs or listen, give you all these dreams and visions and tell, even though He could do that, but He don't got to do all that because we see it happening. The signs are right there when you turn the TV on, when you put on the internet, scroll through your YouTube or whatever the case may be. It's all there, all right? Everything the Lord talked about, everything the prophet spoke about, it's all there. So anyway, with that, Yahweh Shemi Shai, Barakatham to the Lord's elect, Shalom.